Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Shift Now for December 27th to December 28th, 2022. If you are just coming on live, let me know that you are here. Welcome, all. I am curious, how were the holidays for you? What did you experience? Did you get to connect with your family and friends? Curious about what you did and how you were experiencing the energy, how you were experiencing connection. It was interesting for me. I got to spend time with my family, of course, and last night we had a cousins gathering, which was brilliant and amazing. And yet at times I could feel that there were these waves moving through the collective of this energy of being alone, feeling alone, loneliness versus being alone, and this energy of I can be with all of these people, I could be with all of my family and friends and yet still feel like I'm by myself. Right. And so I could feel that moving through the collective this weekend, and really allowing people to become comfortable within their own discomfort of being alone. Right. And moving through this choice point of being willing to be the full expression of themselves. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. And so here we are, and I'm curious, please share how your holidays were. It's December 27th. We've still got the new year coming in, which is going to be fun. Yeah. So I want to begin this forecast. I didn't do it yesterday. I typically begin on a Monday because I love the energy of the themes for the week. And so I'm going to backtrack a little bit. I'm going to backtrack till yesterday's energy just to create some awareness of what the themes are that we're playing with. And, to see where we're navigating. And so I'm going to invite you to be open, to know that if you are attracted to these videos, it may be because there's a message here for you, and to allow yourself to be discerning for what is true for you, right? Good morning, Mocha. Merry Christmas, everyone. And so if we backtrack to yesterday's energy was the 8-5 of hearts. And as I was feeling into the energy yesterday, it was really taking me on this journey of, am I chasing my self-esteem, or am I willing to start taking more self-responsibility in the direction of, where is my self-respect? Am I being self-respective to myself, right? Am I doing the things for me? Am I willing to honor my own commitments to myself? And noticing where I may be chasing my self-esteem, right? And we've been doing all of this work together, right? We in this community, especially, we've been coming and navigating the places where we are still externalizing our own validation, our own love, all of the things. And yet is another layer with this 5 of hearts, because the 5 of hearts is inviting us to choose ourselves and to choose higher love. Now, what is higher love, right? So when we look at self-esteem is something that we have, we were conditioned to develop within ourselves, to develop within our own personality. Our self-esteem issues, I remember as a child, everyone had self-esteem issues because everyone was externalizing how they were impressing another person, how they were trying to validate for love, whether or not they were going to be a good girl or bad girl, how they were showing up in the world, because everyone wanted to be liked. We all just wanted to be liked. We all just wanted to belong. Yeah. And we can see that in grade school. We can see that in now communities. We can see that within our own families. There's the idea of the black sheep, right? Many of us have believed this idea that we were the black sheep, that we were different from others. And so as the black sheep, some of us may have run with it and may have done one of these, well, fuck the family. I am the black sheep and I'm going to express myself. But from this place of, I'm still resisting, I'm still fighting to be heard, I'm still fighting to be seen, versus I am one with everyone. I belong with my family. Even though my ideas, even though how I think, even though what I believe is different, I still belong. And so in this navigating this belonging in this 5 of hearts of, I am choosing higher love for myself, we're coming into this higher awareness for ourselves of where am I with self-respect? And can self-respect and self-love be one and the same? Is it loving for me to be committed to myself, to do the things that I say I'm going to do? For instance, if we were to use romantic partnerships, to stay committed to myself, to choose a higher love relationship rather than choosing the guy that may look the same, or choosing the woman that has that is showing me that they may be different, but I'm not actually energetically feeling it, right? And so in choosing these relationships, am I willing to stay committed to my values, what I want to experience, what I feel is higher love for myself? Because the person that I'm calling in is a mirror of that for me. And same thing in community, same thing within my own family, right? And so in this idea of self-respect is staying committed and honoring your own decisions for you. It's the willingness to do hard things, the willingness to know that you are capable of doing hard things. And sometimes those hard things are letting go of relationships or people or parts of your business or communities or ideas and beliefs that just don't serve you anymore. The willingness to choose it and to act on behalf of it, right? And this willingness to, excuse me, to focus on progression rather than perfection, right? And so we're moving in this direction. We're going into a new year, and many of us have a word, or that we have an intention, or we have this, I want to lose 10 pounds and I want to get leaner, or I want to do this. And so in this, we're navigating this idea of, oh my gosh, energy is moving. This idea of, okay, what is it that I want for 2023? What's my goal? What's success? What's my word? All of these things. But you want to be meticulous in that. You want to pay attention to that, because the very idea of I need to lose 10 pounds tells yourself that you're not enough. Oh, I need to go to the gym because I need to be fit. Oh, well, you're telling yourself right now that you're not enough. And so in this idea of progression versus perfection, what is it that you're wanting to experience within yourself? And what is the energy underneath of that? Because the energy of underneath that is going to drive you. We're playing with cause and effect this entire month, right? And so this cause is really bringing us into the love of you. It's bringing you into the value of you for the remainder of this month. Because we're moving into an energy of the 7 for the year, which is leap. Are you willing to leap? Right? So as we're feeling into that, play with that. Play with this awareness. This is the theme. And ask yourself the questions, how am I trying to impress others? Am I still trying to impress others? I noticed in my last relationship, I was impressing my love partner, my love partner, whatever his label is, through the amount of money I was making, because he valued money. And so I would share, oh, I got a new client. This is what's happening. Oh, and I got this investment and this is what's happening. And so I would impress him in that way. And I knew that I was doing it. So I was consciously aware of doing it, but I was unconsciously just expressing it because I thought that was creating connection, right? And so false premise. And so how are you still trying to impress your family, your friends, your clients, your social media, your communities? And then for those of you here that are in service, what's your motivation for your message? Are you motivated by the metrics that are out there of the likes, the comments, the shares, the number of followers that you have? Because all of that is false, right? If you are trying to put out a message out there based on the metrics, then is that truly your message? And it's fair. It may be truly your message. And yet at the same time, what is the cause for you putting out your message? Right? Because many of the times as we are moving through this journey of I'm expressing me in service to the world, well, there are some things that may come out that are not going to be lovey or dovey or liked or go viral. right? Not everyone's going to like me. And can I be okay with that? And so these are the things that we're playing with for the remainder of the week. So we've got 8 energy, 5 of hearts. That was yesterday. What the 8 really is leading us into our own self-autonomy, into our own willingness to see our own power, in our own willingness to see ourselves as the mirror, right? As we are expressing ourselves in the world, taking our own self-respect higher, which is our own self-love, while we navigate and notice those places where we may be chasing our self-esteem, just in these layers, right? Noticing the nuances. Now we move into today's energy, and today's energy is the 9, 4 of hearts. What are you committed to? As you're coming into all of these awarenesses, right? Where we may still, in these small places or with our parents or with our lover, going out and chasing our self-esteem, trying to impress them with things that we do in order to get love. Like I do the same thing with my dad, right? I'm okay. I'm doing well in my business, Dad. Don't worry about me. I got it. Right? So that he knows that, right? Like it's that nuance. You don't have to worry about me. I'm okay. Be impressed. I'm making money. It's good. Right? And these are ways that we relate, and is no problem with it until we notice that, if there is some sort of resistance or there is some sort of a stuckness within our own relationship, then that's something that we're going to move through. But it's just paying attention. Nothing is wrong, because as we come into this energy, it's noticing, it's coming into the awareness of, I am in agreement. I am in acceptance with my entire life. I'm noticing things that are happening. I may not like everything that's happening. I may not like everything that's happening in the world, but I am willing to see it. I'm willing to see what's happening in politics. I'm willing to see what's happening in the news. I'm not going to go chase it. I'm not going to go chase it. I'm going to let information come in as I am curious, and I'm going to be in acceptance of it, not to be right or not to be wrong, not to force my opinions on others. And I'm going to commit to me. What do I want? What do I want to express? What is it that I value? What am I putting out into the world? And in that, this 9 is like surrender, let go, be okay with what's happening, see what's happening in the world, trust yourself, trust your own inner guidance, move in the direction of where you're being pulled, commit to you, love you, right? Because we're playing again in the key today, which is this self-authority over your value. No one can tell you whether or not you're valuable. Only you can do that. Only you can decide your own value. Only you can decide your own love. Are you willing to choose you and act on behalf of it? You are your own authority. You are. And it's within you. The power is within you to be it, to express it, to love it, to share it with the world. Will you do that? And will you continue to take action? The self-responsibility piece, right? I can't even, where are you? The self-respect piece, right? And I'm going to imagine that self-respect is triggering some of you, right? Because it's triggering me in my own mind. My mind is going into this place of self-respect. Well, what the hell? Like in the past, I had no self-respect. I did all of the things that kept me likable. I did all of the things that kept me loved. I did all of the things that kept me safe. But all of that was an illusion. What it really truly came down to is my own self-respect. Am I willing to act on behalf of it? Right? It's so important. And so this is the energy. The energy this entire month is very emotional, or for the remainder of the month is very emotional. It's going to move you. It's going to direct you. It's going to pull you into seeing you, seeing your own power, embracing yourself, embracing your power, right? Seeing the wholeness. And it's really catapulting you into 2023, which is beautiful. So today, be open to seeing the mirrors, be open to receiving the resources, be open to receiving the support that is here to help you to see you, to help you to help you fall in love with you. We're in the heart's energy. To fall in love with you even more, to come to this place where you You feel the love flowing through your body because you are it. And you are just surprised at the flow. You were surprised at how much more deeply you fall in love with you, right? Because there's always going to be more. And with that, tie in, connect in, anchor in value with that. Love and value. Because you're both of it, right? So now we move into Wednesday. Wednesday is all about expression. How are you expressing yourself? There's this Mars energy, and so this Mars energy, it's passionate, it's movement, it can move out as being angry. It can be angry words, and at the same time, it can be very passionate. And so there's this 1-3 of hearts. You come into a deeper awareness of you are now changed. You've changed how you see yourself. You've changed how you see your own expression. You've changed your perception of self. And so in this change, are you willing to celebrate you? And are you willing to continue to move out and amplify yourself out into the world? What do you want? So there is this change. Je t'aime. Yes, je t'aime. So there's this change that's happening really like quick time this week for everyone, where we're being inspired to just transform. And we don't even have to know what it is that's transforming within our own body. We can let the stories go, right? I'm just sharing all of these pieces so that we can get the mind just anchored in and we can just go. We can move. We can keep on moving forward. But what do you want on Wednesday, right? That's where your mind's going to be. What do you want? As you continue to celebrate you, as you continue to shift, it almost feels like there's this, it's like this layer of skin just falls off. Right? I know that sounds gross, but it's like you're just walking out of this cocoon and you're feeling the sun on your face. You're feeling the love beam down on you. You're feeling the love within you. You're embracing yourself as you move forward. And it's like, yeah, now that I've cleared some of these illusions or these distortions, now that I am one with the world, now that I'm one with the world, what do I want and how do I want to express that? What am I moving out into the world, right? Yeah, ready to shed, absolutely. And so in this celebration of this new version of self, can you imagine by Wednesday, by tomorrow, you're this new version of yourself? Now your key is to trust, to know that you are value itself, that you are it. Your key is the $1 million card. Your key is the 7 of diamonds. And I know we've got a 7 of diamonds in here, Martha. And so your key tomorrow is to be that, to know that you are so fucking valuable, that you are just worthy, that it's not even a question, and to walk with that as you continue to express yourself in the world, right? And so it's such a beautiful dynamic week where we're noticing where we're chasing our self-esteem while playing in this energy of, well, I want to deepen my own self-love, self-respect, and I'm willing to act on behalf of that. And so I'm willing to play with my muses that come into my life so that I can see myself more clearly, so that I can play with myself. So I can play with my idea of who I think I am. So I can land deeper into seeing who I am with more clarity, with conviction, with love. And so, beautiful. It's a beautiful energy. I am curious about what's rising up for you. We definitely cleared some energy in the room. Whether here on the replay or here live, we have just cleared some energy. Yeah. And so what questions do you have? What curiosities? I'm just going to move up. Jocelyn. I was alone, not lonely, was able to FaceTime with my 89-year-old mother and most supportive sister and kept my time quieter, less busy. Yeah, I love that. New Year's will be busier as my son and his wife and 2 grandchildren will be here to celebrate our Christmas and New Year's together. Oh, that's wonderful. I love that. You are never alone, ever. I had a few glorious hours to myself on Christmas Day. I just loved it. I was alone for 5 hours. And sometimes I just love to embrace the silence and the opportunity to just be quiet with myself. So yeah, I love that. All right. Barb, hello. How are you? Yeah, you're welcome, everyone. All right. So, questions. I'd love a card. Yeah. Let's see. Where are we? Okay. Mocha. I'd love a card. Intention, skin shed. Love that. Let me just move this out of the way. All right. Skin shed. Mocha. All right, Ms. Mocha. So I'm seeing you've got more than just skin shedding. Like you've got a couple layers of shedding that's happening in this moment. It's interesting because it's showing me particular areas of your body where it's more intense, which is interesting. And so we'll see what rises up with the cards. I also feel like, I don't know, have you been feeling like a lot of heat in certain areas of your body? Like, I feel like there are parts of my body that are radiating, like hot to the touch. Yeah. 8 of Hearts. So I feel like you've moved through such a, there's been a time that you've been moving through that's been very emotional. And in the motions of what's been clearing, you've been clearing a lot of emotions actually that have been moving out from a cellular level. And in that, you've also been allowing yourself to be more compassionate with the mind, if that makes sense. And so I love that. The 8 of Hearts is like continue to be in the energy of what it is that you're wanting to expand into, what it is that you're wanting to experience. Allow Q to continue to do all of the work as you continue to shed. Some of this stuff that's moving through you is not just you. Some of this that's moving through is the collective trauma. And what I'm loving and what the 8 of Hearts is saying is that you're not personalizing a lot of the stuff that's moving through you at this time, which is brilliant. Continue to allow that to just continue to move. And it's like, as we start to do this work, we ourselves become this vessel of clearing what's happening within the collective as we begin to bring in more light within our own bodies. Our form now becomes the channel to help shift the collective, which expands more light into the world. And this is part of what's been happening for you. Some of the stories that have been rising up have been collective to traumas and pains that have been happening within the I want to say the medical field, or I'm seeing hospitals and medical and surgery. And so there's some traumas that have been happening that have happened within that part of the collective, I guess, that has been moving through your own body, your own form, because you've had that experience here in this lifetime. And so keep doing what you're doing, keep feeling the energy as this is continuing to shed. A lot of it is not really yours at this time. And I feel like you'll feel the shift. Like you're probably already feeling the shift now that you're aware that a lot of it isn't yours. Yeah. And so your result is 2 of Diamonds, which I love. Your result is now, oh, beautiful. Beautiful. So the way it's showing me is like You become dance partners with the material. You become I need words. You start to see your role in how you are playing with the world, and how the more that you anchor into your value, you anchor into your own expression, the more you start to see the material world dance with you and play with you. I'm just trying to get a clearer vision of this so that it makes more sense. I'm going to invite you to take a breath. As you continue to shift this, and as this starts to move through you and you shed your skin, you're going to connect with others in a different way. If it's either you're changing the way that you're working with people, the way that you're calling people is going to be different. So it's not the quality of people that are going to change, but what they're desiring is going to change. And you're going to see that mirrored back because you yourself have shifted what you're putting out into the world. I hope that makes sense. And so this leads to more contracts, more people in your business, more people connecting with you in community. You'll see a shift. And so I love that for you. That's exciting. Okay. I see you, Martha. I'll come back. I'm always alone. I love any people in my life. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I understand that completely, Christine. I used to feel that way too. My self-worth and value in relationship, love, and friendships have been so challenged this past few days. I choose myself yesterday in a way I never have before. It feels good. Chose myself, yes. And I'd love a card around what's next as well. Absolutely. What is next? Right. So what I'm feeling in your abdomen is, as you've been navigating these relationships and these love relationships that you've been calling in, you tore up the list, like you let go of the list. But the list itself still offers value, and it shows you the feeling tone of what it is that you're wanting to experience. So an example is, I want a guy with a lot of money. I want a guy with a lot of money. Well, what does that feel like? The guy that has a lot of money, does it feel like safety? Does it feel like security? Does it feel like being taken care of? And in that feeling is what you're adding to your cue. Right. And so there's information that's available here that's going to allow for you to simplify this idea of what you're calling into in relationship. And so I feel like there's been a little bit of confusion with the list being thrown away, if that makes sense. And so this is allowing for you to just come into a deeper sense of clarity for what it is that you're calling in and what it is that you're giving to yourself, right? And this informs your relationship. This informs you because it shifts the relationship that you have to you, but then it informs the relationships that you're calling in. So, yeah. What is this? 8 Hearts Day? Yeah. So in coming into that understanding the frequency, the energy of what it is that you're calling in, as you're moving that within yourself, you're now going to continue to cue this, cue the energy. It's as I'm seeing you, there's part of us, you're letting go of needing a trigger in order to inform you of what it is that you want. And so instead, you're coming into, okay, I'm just going to discover what it is that I want myself, rather than being triggered by it by calling in a partner that doesn't match. And so in that, you're coming into, your mind is navigating a little bit of this, right? Because it's letting go of this idea that it needs to be triggered in order to know what it wants, while you navigate, okay, what the fuck, what do I want? And so that's why all of that information on the list is giving you this information so that you can cue it, so that you don't have to be triggered and you can choose for yourself, right? Yeah, interesting. I love that because it's going to inform you. Yeah, because this now allows for you to navigate the material, navigate the relationships based on what it is that you're feeling, that frequency, that information, and you'll better navigate. Okay, I'm done. That's not the guy. Like, and playing with this idea of self-respect, right? Self-respect versus chasing self-esteem, and so in that, it's just easy no. I don't have to be liked. I don't have to, it's okay to be liked or to like everyone as I move through whatever way that you're connecting with others. And so I feel like there's a better discernment that's being invited in with these cards. Yeah. All right. Feeling tearful now that I'm in solitude, not sure what I'm releasing. Love it. And when I say love it, it's because it's moving. Yeah. I feel like what's happening for you is there's this shakeup. There's a shakeup happening within you of you're navigating, like, who am I? Who am I? Who am I if I'm not with people? Who am I if I'm not taking care of someone? Who am I if someone's not taking care of me? Who am I if there's no one here within my vicinity to love me? Who am I if there's no one to express to? Who am I if there's no one to feed? Who am I if there's no one feeding me? Right? And so you're releasing a deeper sense of who you thought you were. Yeah. And I don't know if this card's been coming up for you a lot, but you're being initiated into, embracing your spirit, into embracing a deeper sense, I guess, a deeper sense of knowing that you are our source, that you are, then you are more than what you see. You are more than your emotions, your mind, your physical body, that you are this infinite flow of energy that's always here, always with you. And as you are being initiated into this understanding, there's a deepening that's happening with your understanding of how the world works, like how the universal laws play with you, how energy works, how convergence works, how creation works in itself. And I feel like you're being in this letting go, right? In this falling away, in this release, there will be let's see what the card says. Yeah. You're going to discover there's going to be this blessing in the mind of knowing what it is that you're wanting to experience, right? So with this in conjunction together, you're being initiated, you're letting go of the labels, you're letting go of this idea of what it is to be a mom, to be a wife, to be an ex-wife, to be a girlfriend, to be a business owner, to be a Reiki practitioner, to be a healer, to be this, to be that, whatever. You're releasing that, which is feeling like tension in the body. And as you're releasing that, you're releasing control. You're inviting in more fluidity with your spirit, more fluidity in who you are in the moment. And I feel like I'm not feeling an inspiration within you yet, like of what it is that you're wanting to experience, but I feel like that will come shortly after after this moves through for you. And so simply being with it, face it, feel it, free it, and yeah, and inviting in a mirror. There's this, yeah, like as I'm seeing you and you're looking at your reflection, you're not seeing anyone in the reflection, if that makes sense. And so it's like, are you willing to invite in a mirror to help mirror back to you, and not you to trigger you, but you as source, you as this infinite being, you as a leader, as a teacher. Yeah, it feels like it's like I'm hearing it's time. Like it's time to call in somebody. It's time to not do this alone. It's time to yeah, it's time. So let me know how that feels for you as that moves. Martha, feeling a lot of outside of me energy. So many people around, no attachments, presence. Feel the pull to move beyond with ease. Yeah, absolutely. Feel like we did that. There we are. I seem to go between knowing everything is perfect and anxiety about what I am about to launch into. Okay. Go between everything is perfect, anxiety. Yeah. You're hitting your I can see you. So I see you in your morphogenic field. So everything's perfect when you're in the center of your field. And then the moment you start moving beyond your comfort zone, you get jolted back and you fall into anxiety. And so are you willing to move through the anxiety? Are you willing to move through the resistance? And face it, feel it, free it. Yeah, right? Like face the anxiety, feel it, face it, feel it, free it, and do it. Right? That feels like it's the invitation. This is all about self-respect. Are you willing to commit and honor your own commitments? Are you willing to do the thing? And so taking your love higher is taking the action. It's doing hard things. Are you willing to go? And so I love that this card showed up for you, right? To be okay with the anxiety, to be okay that the anxiety is there, and to know that the anxiety isn't here to stop you. The anxiety is here to be moved through. And so to move through it is to love yourself higher, to take action on behalf of it, and to do hard things. And the result of that is expanding your comfort zone, right? The Four of Hearts. It's not a proving energy. I have to prove it to myself in order to do it. But it is this, you're developing and deepening your own sense of trust. You are deepening your own sense of trust with your intuition. You are creating more flow in your life because you're actually moving through the resistance itself, which is beautiful. And so I am excited for you. Mocha, the heat is intense waves. Yeah, for sure. I can feel it. The moment I just tapped into you, my legs are all hot and sweaty. You're going to have to change, Mocha. Thank you. And Martha, I've been abnormally freezing cold lately. Hands. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Martha, you're definitely like when you can feel the heat and the cool changes that are happening within the body, it's because there's shifts that are happening within the body. I get that. I sleep with 3 comforters at night because it's so cold. Let's see. Barb, I got COVID for Christmas this year. 3 years healthy through the thick of it, and boom, really just feels like a cold. Yeah. but it means no socializing for the holidays. Hubs is still negative. Maybe a card pull will help clear this with a message for what is moving into my field. Thank you. Yeah. I love it. As I'm feeling the virus move in through the body, it's moving in through the body is just an upgrade to the body. And so I know it sounds weird to get a virus in order to have an upgrade of the body, but that's what's happening. The upgrade in the body is allowing for a the shifting. I'm seeing it through the cells. So there's a release that's happening in the cells that's allowing for the antibodies to move through the body. The antibodies that are moving through each of the cells through the entire body is creating a shift within you. It's also allowing and informing you to rest, to be, to take care of yourself, to listen to the body. It's informing you of I feel like it's connected to the mind, where I can feel the throat is starting to close up and it's starting to get itchy and irritated and all of these things. And you being a healer yourself, you being in this work, are knowing that this is a message for you to rest, to be aware of your own expression, to be aware of how you're expressing yourself out into the world, to be aware of your words. I'm seeing the Two of Clubs come out, and I don't know if you are an advanced numerologist, but the Two of Clubs is like, it's coming out, and it's like, are you expressing the truth? Are you expressing the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, knowing that your truth changes all the time, right? Your truth changes as you go deeper within yourself, as you start to see yourself more clearly without distortion. And so I feel like there's this letting go that's happening in the mind, where things that you said a year ago, 6 months ago, things that you believed a year ago, 6 months ago, are not what you believe to be true here now in this moment. And so in that, there's this willingness to not forgive yourself or forgive what you thought back then, but to just simply express. And I can hear you in your mind where almost like there's a bit of fear of, but I'm afraid of what people are going to think, that I changed my mind, or that I'm this or I'm that or whatever. And it's like, do you really care? Do you really care what other people think? Are you willing to just express? Yeah, because there's this shifting that's happening within your own perception of self, within perception of spirituality, within perception of your own body, within your emotions. There's this invitation to deepen into your own soul, is what I'm hearing, to deepen into your own essence. And this is the time to do that, is what I'm hearing. So, yeah, I love it. Because now there's this flow of new ideas that are going to come in. So in this, creating this space, the vacuum within your body, within your mind, your emotions, the physical form, there is this, I see it as like new information coming in, new ideas, new truths coming in, and coming into the body so that you can see life a little bit more clearly. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. But what's happening right now is, it's not purposeful, but it is purposeful, if that makes sense. Okay. All right, Martha. So many things to do, tend to, and don't want to do. How can I bring a peaceful ease into my experience? By saying no. That's how. Just say no. Because where's the ease? Where's the peace and the ease going to happen? The peace and the ease is going to happen within you. Right. Just say no. So Ace of Spades is this rebirth. In this, you're discovering. So in the shedding of the skin, you're shedding the things that you used to do, the things that you thought you had to, the things that you thought you would always want to, i.e. some feel like traditions or connecting with people in certain ways and all of these things. And that's changing. Your physical world is catching up to you, and it's up to you to say no, to be willing to act on behalf of that. And so the peace comes from within you. You create the peace here. It's actually not peaceful to say yes and to continue to do the things when you don't want to. And so the willingness to say no, the willingness to tap in first, of course, to feel in, is this what I want? Do I want to have this experience? Is this fun for me? Is this loving for me? Does it match? Does it match what I'm calling in as an experience? And if it doesn't, I'm going to say no. And I'm going to be okay to disappoint others. I'm going to be okay not being liked. I'm going to be okay, in all of that, or I'm willing to be okay with that, because peace comes here. And so I choose peace within myself. I express my truth, right? I express myself to others, and not from a place of I have to give an explanation as to why, because no is a complete sentence. No, I can just simply say no. And if I choose to, I can go and I can explain, I can express why, I can express that I've changed and, this just doesn't match me anymore. I can go into that story, or I can just save the energy and keep focus on me and the peace and the ease and say no. So, yeah, let me know how that feels. Man, you're welcome, Mocha. Yeah. Lisa. I would love a card. Intention: doing the connection things myself consistently. Doing the connection things myself consistently. Cue and meditation. That's what I thought. Okay. Okay. So, Five of Spades. Really, it's going to be a decision as to whether or not you're going to continue to implement the cue and the meditation. I feel like part of what's happening for you is one of them is wanting to taper off, whether that's cue or meditation. One of them is wanting to taper off for you. One of them is not as inspired as it was. And so in that, are you willing to just let go of one of them and go with what it is that you want to do, what it is that you're inspired to do? And because I almost feel like I'm hearing you, like it's taking a lot of time. It's taking a lot of time to meditate. It's taking a lot of time to do these things. I've got other things to do. And so in the deciding, I decide to let go of whatever's not inspired. Maybe that's meditation. And I'm just going to cue every single day. And I'm going to play with that. I'm going to be curious. I'm going to invite in, what are new ways that I can bring cue into my life? What are new ways that I can play with it? Are there possibilities that I can cue as I'm in the bathroom, in the shower, driving my car? Am I willing to do hard things, which is just tap into my essence? Am I willing to tap into my essence and be in the now all the time? Because when I'm tapped into my essence and I'm in the now, I'm aware that my body already starts to cue. And so will I do that? Will I allow myself that opportunity? Will I choose it? It's always going to come to a choice. And so in that choice, it's the result is, seeing the truth of it, seeing the wisdom of it, seeing what happens when you are consistent in, or building the consistency of tapping into your own essence. Always. You'll start to see how that is shifts your material world, shifts your relationships, shifts your perception. But again, choice, because this is change, right? Fives are change and choice, and freedom. And so I feel like you're also navigating the idea of freedom of it. Like, it doesn't feel free to always have to do that. And so redefining what freedom feels like and means for you in the body as you continue to move forward with that. But choose. Yeah, you're welcome, Heidi. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Lisa. All right, Tammy, I'm feeling drawn to deep clean my home with the intention of making space for the new and more positive. At the same time, I'm feeling an intensity of energy that I am interpreting as anxiety. Is this the correct label, or is it something else? Great question. It's interesting. So as I'm seeing your energy, it's almost like you're being short-circuited. So you want to do something. I want to clean up my house. I'm inspired to clean up my house, to purge, to make changes in my physical world. And then you're about to move, but you get short-circuited and then you don't do it. And then you have the idea, the thought, the inspiration to go do it again. And then you're short-circuited again and you don't do it. And so in this short circuiting is part of your comfort zone. Like, I was seeing, I don't remember who it was that I saw, that every time they go beyond their comfort zone or close to their comfort zone, they become anxious. Your comfort zone is right here. It's close to you. It's close to home. And it's okay. As you're feeling the anxiety is stopping you from making change in your life. It's the willingness to feel the anxiety, right? Feel it, to notice it. I see you, anxiety. Thank you. Thank you for the message. Thank you for showing me that I'm afraid of change. And I'm willing to make this change anyway. I'm willing to let go of things within my own home. And so I am going to begin in this room here. What things are no longer required here? What things no longer match who I am? Am I willing to let that go? Because you're also breaking through the idea of lack, right? Yeah. So what you have in your home now is reflecting wealth or things, right? Many things, and many things have connection, identification, I value, ideas that are attached to them. And so in this letting go, there's this idea of, if I let this go, I might not have an opportunity to get this again or have this again. And so you're also developing this sense of trust as you purge, as you let go. You're deeply connected to the things that you have in your home. And so this is part of what you're shifting through as you navigate value within yourself. And so tapping into the value that you have within you, the wealth, the value, the worthiness, the enoughness, moving through the anxiety that just pops in. It just pops in quickly, but it doesn't stay. And to go and clear off a shelf and put it in a box, maybe even move it out of the house, and then go in again and do the next thing. And just building a small practice. It's almost like a meditative practice that you're building within yourself as you deepen your own sense of trust and value within you. So move through. The anxiety is a quick shot, but it's one that you can move and break through quickly. So, yeah. Jocelyn, who I am came in strong for me after our Jonah call last week, and I realized I needed to mourn and grieve the person I was before a cancer diagnosis. Yeah, for sure. Next steps, embracing who I am now will become. It was freeing and scary letting that go. I love that. I'm just going to pull a card for that. I feel 5 of hearts, but let's see. Of course it's not. Yeah. So Jack of Clubs. Yeah, keep on going. You're creating a new story as you move forward. And so keep on creating this new story. And the more that you continue to move forward, the more the past just starts to fall away. And so it almost feels like both are happening at the same time as you're feeling the grief, or you're feeling the wave of grief. And the wave of grief that you're feeling is actually a shifting within your own cells. Like it's a shift at a cellular level. The grief can move through quickly. And it, in that moving, so imagine it to be a wave. As it moves through, it creates this space for you to just deepen into the essence of you and the, okay, I'm moving forward. What do I want? What do I want to create? What's my experience? What do I want to play with? Who do I want to connect with? What do I want to do? Where am I going? Do I feel a pull? Like all of this is happening simultaneously for you. And so just simply being here now, aware of the energy that flows as you allow it to pass through, not connect, and not needing it to connect you to the past, but just to move through. It takes the past with it as you just move forward. And so I love that. It feels like there's this precision that's happening within you. That's just brilliant. Because now, once you start to do that, you start to see the feedback in your material world. You start to see things shifting for you, whether that's in relationship or as you, it feels like choices, like as you deepen the value that you have for you that flows through you, it's almost like you feel like you need to upgrade your home. You need to upgrade the things that you have, not because the things that you don't have aren't good, but they just don't match anymore. Does it make sense? And so there's a shifting that happens around you as a result of this. So that's exciting. Okay, Karen, I'm practicing the present moment. I can feel you laughing and giggling. Interesting. So you have all of these ideas, but all of the ideas are from the belly, not from up here, which is interesting for a 3 of clubs. And so there are all of these things that are brewing within you that are wanting to rise up to play with, which I feel is very different from how you have typically experienced creation. Interesting. Yeah. So with all of these ideas that are brewing within you, what do you want? Now that you're in, as you practice this present moment. Oh, I get it. Okay. So as you practice the present moment, you feel the inspiration to do what's next, and then to do what's next from that, and to do what's next from that. And so many of the things that are being inspired from you, through you, are not sequential, if that makes sense. And so it might be that in this moment, in this present now, you're inspired to go write something, to write something for your social media. And so you go and you do it. And then as you're in that present moment, the next inspiration is to go do a load of laundry. And then to go and go to the grocery store, and to go to do this. And so you're starting to play with life in such a way where you're feeling the inspiration of you in your whole life, if that makes sense. And so feeling into, where I am the director of my focus, where am I directing my focus as I navigate my day, as I be in this present moment? Because it feels like there's this play from the divine that's coming in with you, to show you that there's more to life than what you're experiencing. And are you willing to play with the divine to see that? Yeah. And I feel like I'm hearing in service to the world, like in service to the world, your in service to the world is changing, and not changing as in like we're scrapping things, but changing energetically, I feel like from within you, you'll start to see outwardly what that means later, but something's shifting within you. So I think that's awesome and exciting. Samantha, I would absolutely love a card. Intention to deepen into my word inspired. Nice. I don't know why I said E. Nice. Inspired. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to tap into your belly, because as you're tapping into the belly, you have all of these ideas. So 3 of clubs is the writer's card. It's the expression. It's putting themselves out into the world. It's finding multiple ways to express, multiple ways to amplify that expression. It's channeling. It's allowing energy to flow through as you channel and move that out. So it could be channeling the numerology, putting yourself out there, doing videos, all of these things. And the inspiration that I'm feeling within the belly is it's being held. It's being held by this idea of trust. And so it feels like inspiration and trust want to play and be hand in hand together. Because it almost feels like the inspiration is being held down, because the idea is like, if I am inspired, then I must act on behalf of it. And I don't know if I'll want to. And so are you willing to trust whatever is being inspired through you and take action on behalf of it? Like that's this self-responsibility aspect, right? Because can you feel that within your body? Because you're taking things higher, and so some of the inspired actions that you've taken have been brilliant, but there's more that's being inspired through you, that's being wanted to be seen, to be acknowledged, to be acted on behalf of, to be heard. There is more that is available. And so are you willing to allow yourself to be truly inspired, to take action on behalf of it, so that you actually develop and deepen your sense of trust in the divine, in yourself, in your intuition, and simply just leap with it, just go with it, play with it. So I love that for you. I'm going to go right here to Nina. All right, Nina, long time no see. Thank you. Would love a card if there's time. Wanting a little guidance for creating my vision. Cards are stuck. Okay, so Jack of Spades. Jack of Spades feels like, so Jack of Spades is initiation. It feels like you are going through an initiation. But what's interesting is, as I'm tapping into your energy, I don't have vision. Like my eyes aren't activated. I can't see. And so my curiosity is, do you know what your vision is? Do you know what it is that you want? What do you want to experience? And I feel like that's kind of what you're actually navigating, right? You don't know what your vision is. And so you're jumping ahead of things. And I feel like the Jack of Spades is like, as you are starting to feel into this vision, as you're starting to feel into what it is that you're wanting to experience, what it is that you're wanting to move out into the world, I feel like there's been a dynamic shift in what you do and versus what you used to do. And so in this shifting of what you're wanting to do, you're also navigating aspects of who you were back then, who you were a year ago, 6 months ago, 8 months ago. And in that, that is still clouding this vision that you have now that's deep within you. And so there's this journey that you're being invited to take to release. It's almost like release the landscape, release the trauma, release the karmic impressions that have been imposed upon you that you took on. It almost feels as though you're carrying this cloak, this heavy armor of protection of, but this heavy armor that you're holding doesn't belong to you. And so you could almost just let it go and let it fall. And in this letting go and letting it fall, you'll start to navigate your own emotions, your own, there's this relief, there's this, you're holding on to things. I hope this is making sense. And so in this holding on to things, it's also keeping captive this vision that you want. It's not letting you see it clearly because we have to release this first so that you can actually see clearly. Right now, you're seeing through this lens a little bit filtered, and so you're not yet truly tapped into what this vision actually is. This vision is light. Like, this vision is healing. This vision is powerful. This vision that you're wanting to birth is grand. It's much bigger than what you thought. It's much bigger than what you think. And this has to be shifted and let go of so that you can actually nurture, prepare, love, amplify, and then connect with others in order to move this out. And so this is a journey for you to discover yourself, for you to discover truly who you are as an expression of source, as an expression of the divine. You are more than, Nina Greshne. And I think you know that. And so in that, you already are within this journey. I think you know that. And continuing to do that, continuing to shed the layers, continuing to shed the past, and the connections that you have with them in the mind and in the emotions will help you to actually bring to fruition this vision. There's just going to be a little bit of inner work to do with this as you navigate that, which is beautiful, because here it is, like, here's your vision, right? So I hope that makes sense for you. Yeah. Love it. All right. Yes. Okay, so we are over in time. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. If I didn't pull a card for you, I'm just going to invite you to listen to the messages to see how some of them resonated, some of them activated and shifted you. Because we are all within this container, whether live or on the replay. And I love that, Nina. That's how you feel. Brilliant. I love it. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I will be live again on Thursday. And so I will see you then. So much love. And I'll see you all in the spaces. Beautiful. Have a beautiful day. Thank you.